I'm doubling down. HOCUS 45th might be right. I'm watching all the dramatics Wack is putting on as to how he couldn't possibly be involved in Rico and Savannah, Georgia. He doesn't know anybody in Savannah, Georgia who knows anything about any gangs in Savannah, Georgia, and in New York. No. Wack wouldn't possibly be talking to anybody down in that area that knows anything about any gangs.
You know what I'm saying? I spoke to Wack 100 about it.
Before that Rolling 60 indictment hit, I dropped this video right here. After that Rolling 60 indictment hit, I dropped this video right here.
Nah, salute. I need New York in the building. Matter of fact, I need everybody in the building except you LA niggas, because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Niggas want me to go on No Jumper Adam 22. You know, a lot of people hit me up like Chyna. You know them niggas is going through a Rico situation. Y'all already know the case. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully, I hollered. You know what I'm saying? I spoke to Wack 100 about it. You know what I'm saying? He think it's a good idea. You know what I'm saying? Let me know in the comment section. You know, New York come first. When I go up there, I'm speaking for New York. I'm wilding it up. That's respectfully. So, let me know how y'all feel. Chyna Brim, No Jumper, Adam 22. Might have Wack 100 in the building. Y'all already know. And I might have my hat on just to get crazy. Let's go.
Now, I wouldn't make any outright slanderous claims against anybody. No, I wouldn't do anything like that. I'm not that foolish. What I would do is I give you a hypothesis, an educated guess, or we could play a game of pick the culprit, and I'll tell you who I think it is and exactly how I come to that conclusion.
I'm saying I spoke to Wack 100 about it.
Before I get to breaking down how and why there could possibly be some sort of unholy connection there, I first want to say something to HOCUS 45th. HOCUS, I do not like the way that you allow Wack 100 to talk to you. I don't like the way he talks when he speaks to you. I think he speaks entirely too aggressive, too boisterous, too commanding, demanding, authoritative. I do not like his tone when he speaks to you. See, he will never, ever in his life be able to speak to me in that tone because I don't allow it. I won't allow it. As soon as his voice got to the level of fighting words, I would immediately SMD him, hang up the phone, and text him my address. That's it. Every time he, hey, what's up? Text him my address. Make sure I SMD him first so he has a reason to pull up if he chooses to. But that part off top, that aggressive stance he takes with you, that aggressive tone, I'm not too fond of it. You know, from here on out, man, especially with you got these proceedings going, if you believe in your heart that he may have something to do with it, anything you say to him can and will be used against you. So from this point on, all I would say to him, if I was you, is SMD, hang up the phone, drop a low, or text the address. That's it. Don't talk to him no more. Don't talk to him no more. You see, dropping a low or texting the address, it's non-aggressive, it's non-threatening. It just leaves the door open for him to come on by if he doesn't like the fact that you SMD'd him. That's how I would handle him moving forward. Now, we're going to get into how and why this could be a possibility. We're going to look at the connections here between these two guys that communicate. Oh, you didn't know that this guy was right down there? Yeah. Probably the closest big city to him. Yeah. So it's a lot of likelihood there. There's a lot of possibility there. Right when the indictment that he worked on the West Coast was coming to a head, he started cracking on this guy over here. And what do you know? What happens a month later? What happens a month later? It is what it is. You recruit this guy, a month later, there's an indictment in his backyard. Yeah, 50 Chyna Brim lives down there in southern Georgia. And I question whether or not if the woman he's with is some type of law enforcement or not, because he's far too comfortable talking about how he has access to her firearms on the internet. He makes videos saying this. I'm not telling on him. He makes videos talking about how he has access to his lady's firearms. That makes me, they feel untouchable. Okay. I look at all that type of stuff. 2 federal informants. He brings them on his platform when he's established, and he helps get them started, helps get the ball rolling for them. Make sure they get a few thousand subscribers and, get the rolling. And they're part of his entity, his enterprise. I've been connecting these 2 dudes for months, right in your face. And that one dude over there, the one with all the cut marks, not the one with all the holes in his face. Look like somebody beat his face with a meat cleaver, trying to tenderize his ass. Not him. I'm talking about the other one with all the cut marks in his face. Face looked like a Michael Jackson jacket with all them zippers. I'm talking about him. Yeah, Georgia. Yeah, right where it happened. I always said, walk like a duck, quack like a duck. But y'all said if it walked like a duck and it quack like a duck, it still might be a goose, so we're going to wait for the paperwork. I told you, I see certain things. I distance myself from certain people, man. I don't want no smoke. You stay your ass over there. Don't go nowhere around me. But he's going so hard, right, to exonerate himself, demanding an apology from HOCUS. And if HOCUS doesn't apologize, what he's going to do in return is the very thing that he wants an apology for, because he doesn't want that on his name. He doesn't want nothing fucked up on his name, like he could have had something to do with getting the guy indicted. So to get you back, to show you, he's going to get you indicted. Bro, who you think you fooling with that whack-ass reverse psychology, nigga? That shit don't work on nobody, Jack. You the law, nigga. It is what it is. You the law. But see, the thing with me is, I done come out here with my kufi and my thobe on too many times to act like I'm scared of anything other than the law. I fear the law. If I got a punishment coming, he gonna hand it to me. If he don't want me going back behind them folks' wall, I ain't going. And that's how that works. That's how that works. Now you, on the other hand, that hunting and fishing for niggas for public lynchings, everything that's due to you is gonna come in due time. Everything you've earned, it's gonna come to you in due time. All you gotta do is be patient. But the mere fact that you 2 dudes with some of the most questionable character on the internet, when it comes to suspect 12-ish behavior and activity from coast to coast, you 2 dudes are secretly in cahoots on the telephone. Everybody should know that. So before you all start saying HOCUS is completely crazy and off his rocker, before you go down that route, but HOCUS bugged out for saying Wack's all the way in California, keep in mind that the Wack coast of the East Coast, the Wack 100, the Wack 100 of the East Coast, They're in communication on the telephone when we not watching. Yeah. And that nigga is right there where that shit happened at. And if y'all had to take a guess, out of what hood he hate the most. Man, this shit too simple, man. This shit too simple, man. I'm like Ray Lewis, man. We're the linebacker, just reading the plays. Just reading the plays. But guess what? I didn't make an accusation. Don't try to sue me or get me shut down. This is a hypothesis, and I could be wrong. But I'm probably right. Even if I'm wrong, I'm still right. Because I could have been right. Yeah. But that's just something for y'all to look at before this nigga start throwing a rock and hiding his hand. I like, oh, they started investigating him from 5 years ago. But you said loose cannon was a throw-in in the Big U indictment. So they do throw people in on indictments, huh? Oh, okay. It's possible he could have gotten thrown in onto an indictment after, right? Or from the time you all were going into it. Within that time span, he could have got added to that indictment, right? I know. See, all the points you used to harp on to clear your name was none of them solid. They were all debatable. That's what I said, yeah, he's lying. He's got something to hide. He's got something to do with it. So you're using the whole thing of hope not apologizing to carry out your original plan that you were going to carry out anyway. This is what you're going to do. This is how you work. You present the case to the public. So you taint the jury pool no matter where the hell it's at, huh? I tell you, boy, you something else. And guess what? I see right through your ass, nigga. The both of you. And you self-righteous niggas crack me up too. Y'all be real quick to convict somebody, man. Like y'all really on them people's side. I be saying some of y'all ain't got your nigga wake-up call yet. Just because the feds on your ass, y'all swear you gotta be a gangster or a criminal, huh? Was Malcolm a gangster or a criminal when they was on his ass? You seen the movie. They recorded every word came out of his mouth. Followed him everywhere he went. He was a gangster or a criminal? Was Fred Hampton a gangster or a criminal when they ran in his house and they assassinated him while he laid in a bed with his pregnant woman? Was he a criminal? No. When are y'all gonna realize it's not just about being a criminal? Again, for the record, I'm not saying Wack had anything to do with HOCUS indictment. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is nothing that Wack said to exclude himself from possibly having anything to do with it was valid. All that shit was just air. Nothing he said was valid to exclude him. So if the man felt like he was, why would he give you an apology if you didn't say nothing that would exclude yourself? Nothing.